How are you feeling about this chat? I mean, being
I
the
know.
final one, how does it
I
all feel?
know.
Getting a bit too real now, isn't it?
It went so quickly. Like
It does.
I feel like at the start of it, I was like, fuck, 6 months. Like, how am I gonna do that? But yeah, it's gone so quickly.
It's crazy.
Mm,
Hey, I think the same thing. Like, I'm like, wow, like 6 months is a huge amount of time. And then, yeah,
mm,
you realize, God, how quick it does go. Um,
yeah.
I'm not sure why. Because it feels this quick with every single client. It's not just you. It's like every single person says that. So I'm
I
not too
feel like
sure.
it's just life. It
Yeah, yeah,
goes by so quick.
yeah. But
Mm.
how did the last 2 weeks go? I mean, let's definitely talk about the entirety of the last 6 months.
Yeah.
But how did the last 2 weeks go in particular?
Um, Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the sleep is just always going to be an issue,
Yeah,
I
for the
think.
for the meantime, right? Yeah.
Yes, yeah, for the meantime. And like, Darcy's been sick and blah blah blah. But pretty pretty good. Um, I feel like maybe you sort of see the difference that the booze makes.
Mm.
Not that like we are really not huge drinkers, like we have like share like a bottle over the weekend. Um, but yeah, I wonder if that's coincided with maybe things slowing down a little bit. Is that
Mm.
yeah, we were doing Feb fast, and then we're sort of back on it
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I would say that like alcohol is an interesting one because yeah, it's only really going to have negative impacts
Yeah.
post the evening basically that maybe you're
Mm,
having it or the day that you're having it.
mm,
Um, but with that said, I think you're still seeing evidence that you can have it in smaller amounts and moderations and
mm.
still make progress as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, 100% would your health and fitness be better if you didn't have it? Absolutely. But also,
Mm,
is that everything to you? And if
yeah.
the answer is to no, like if that is no, then that's fine as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And I think like we didn't miss it hugely when we didn't have it. And a lot of the time, like if we're out, it's like we're at the afternoon, like at the pub for the afternoon with friends.
mm,
And I feel like I'm now at the stage now where I'm like, "Ugh, I don't want to drink the shitty rosé because it's here.
yeah,
I'll just like, I'm fine to have like a soda water or a Diet Coke or something and like
good.
just have a nice wine at another time.
Yeah, that's yeah, similar to me. Like if I'm just
Mm,
meeting a few friends for a few beers, unless it's like a big night out, I'm like, well, no point me just having a beer or two. Like I'll just get a non-alc. Like why do I don't need to. A
yeah.
non-alcoholic beer. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you kind of like leant forward, so I was like, wait, I just want to
No, I
confirm.
can't remember. No, no, I was just gonna jump in and interrupt like I always
No,
do.
no, no, do.
No, but I yeah, and I think it's sort of like, oh, instead of like having just this shitty wine,
Mm,
I'll just like have a nice wine another time. Like,
mm.
and I feel like because we're parents, like we're really only having a glass or two at a time. It's yeah.
Yeah, I think, look, the reality is like absolutely, would you be fitter and healthier if you didn't do it?
Yeah,
Yes,
for sure.
but if that isn't your care to do that tomorrow, then it doesn't matter because slowly, you'll make progress continuously living this
Mm,
kind of lifestyle. Like
mm,
essentially, what the goal of the 6 months is to set you up for a lifetime of like success like this.
yeah,
And I think be fair to say that over the last 6 months, you've seen crazy
yeah,
transformation, but also like over the last few weeks in particular, like the last check-in or two, I think, you have mentioned, hey, like it's feeling like it's slowing down. And like again, that's the whole point, is like,
yeah,
it's not gonna always be moving at this pace. There's gonna get to a point where it does slowly start to get slower and slower, but that's because you're pretty close to like where you want to be now. And it's just
yeah,
maintaining those levels, basically. It's like, why do we have to achieve a goal to then continue, keep running and running and running, basically? But also like you were kind of saying in the last few check-ins, like you
mm,
can see progress outside of just maybe what the number on the scale says. And that's
Yeah.
really what I want you to continue focusing over this time, because now you're so consistent in the gym, you're getting stronger than ever. Like
Mm.
focus more on body composition than just what the number
Yeah.
on the scale says. Because if we look at that, like your hip and waist ratios, they've consistently gone down over the last
Yeah.
few weeks when maybe the
Yeah.
scale hasn't played ball. And that's just
Yeah.
evidence that you're doing the perfect thing, which is building muscle and losing fat. Like that is
Yeah.
purely purpose like of what that kind of data shows us basically. So no, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, and it sort of is, and look, I've probably advocated too much, implemented too much of an imperfect balance, but like I think like that's why it feels so manageable. And I know at the start as well, you said, sort of falling in love with the process. And
Mm.
I never thought I would have been like wanting to go to the gym 4 times
Yeah.
a week, like I asked you to add the fourth in, and because I really enjoy it. And I think that's why it feels really maintainable, is that I'm really enjoying the activity levels again. Like the first time I was consistently hitting 10K steps, I was just like, this is a full-time job. I do not know how I'm going to maintain this. Whereas now it's just sort of, yeah, it's like very achievable in a day.
It's so crazy how that shift happens, and it happens
Mm.
so quickly as well.
Mm.
Think but it's spot on. We've got to do it because we want to do it, not necessarily because we feel like we need to do it. Like if
Mm.
we're training hard, if we're doing our steps, if we're eating this certain way because it's all in the means of, right, I'm doing this to lose weight and that's the only reason and I don't
Mm.
enjoy it, then yeah,
Mm.
we're not going to sustain it in the process and we're probably not going to achieve the result anyway. So it's like, how do we make sure we enjoy it and do it on autopilot, basically? That's the whole
Mm.
goal of this, and it's great
Yeah.
that you've kind of seen that transformation yourself too.
And I feel like that's definitely like my past experience. If I put the focus of losing weight on something, it
Mm.
just ruins it.
Yeah,
Like I can't, it's not sustainable, or it takes the fun out of it. So I think, yeah, having moving that as the focus aside makes it more like enjoyable.
yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's like because of that, weight loss is a byproduct. Like,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
not ignore the fact that over this 6 months, you've lost something like 8 kilos in this time. So it's like
Yeah.
you have lost a severe amount of weight too,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
awesome. Definitely put on a lot of muscle for sure
Yeah.
as well. So like in terms of maybe fat mass, maybe that number's like 10 kilos, for example,
Mm.
too.
Mm.
But I'm interested, yeah, from your eyes, like because the physical things are one point, the
Mm.
mental things are a complete other.
Mm.
And I know you were very similar to me in terms of like your mindset around food,
Mm.
habits around food. Like, do you feel like where you're at right now is actually set up for the future? And again, you don't feel like you're ever going to go backwards in that respect?
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I think the old all or nothing thinking has just been, I don't know, my downfall
Mm,
for forever. And, start again on Monday, or like, well, I've totally, cooked it. Like I think, there was a day over the weekend where we had just been really busy. We'd run out of some stuff. So like I had a couple of pieces of toast for breakfast. And then I was hungry and snacking, and, instead, like, I feel like in the past I would have been like, well, today's just a write off. But, then I had like a good balanced lunch,
yeah.
and that was sort of like the reset for
Yes.
the rest of the day. So it's sort of
Yeah.
like every day is a new day. Like every meal is a new
Yeah.
meal, and I feel like it's so tempting to just be like, oh, just fuck it. But yeah, like I can reset at the start of the day, I can reset at the next meal. Yeah, like none of it's undone. And I think that is also what has actually kept me so consistent, is that it's like none of it's ruined by anything. you know?
Exactly. I
Yeah.
love that idea of like little checkpoints almost. Like each
Yeah.
meal is a little checkpoint. And it's
Yeah.
crazy how much of a true reset you will just get from eating a
Mm,
well-balanced meal. Like it
mm,
is
mm,
phenomenal. And I see it myself. Like I'm not perfect. God, there's days where yeah, I'll have a slightly smaller lunch or I'll be snacking a bit more. And it's all
mm.
like as a result of maybe not fueling properly during that day.
Oh yeah.
And
And that's what I was like, oh wow, I really need that like big balanced breakfast.
mm, yeah, sets up the day entirely.
Mm,
I mean, it's like the biggest. I know you because you didn't used to be someone. I mean, most clients that I work with before they come and work with me, they always skip breakfast. They
mm,
always underfuel during the day, and then they overfuel, i.e., they binge and kind of overeat in the evenings, basically.
mm,
So it's
mm.
just phenomenal how like yeah, setting up your day accordingly can dictate or largely kind of impact how it kind of goes into the evening in itself.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, starting the day off right is yeah, very important.
Mm,
Um,
mm. In terms of like after this then, so I know like in terms of this being the last check-in,
mm,
you and Marcus both very confident in just your ability to sustain things. Like
mm.
how do you, I guess, what is next for you guys? Like, is it maintenance? Is it kind of further kind of adjustments? Like, where do you kind of want to take things and how confident do you feel in kind of maintaining or achieving this next step of yours with, again, like what you've kind of taken out of this? Or are there at all any kind of concerns that I can help with now?
I think I feel pretty confident.
Mm,
Like I think at the start of it, it was like, so I was like, how are we going to eat this much protein? How are we going to, you know, structure things? You know, I don't have time to grill chicken breasts every night. But I feel like we've found a way to fit PBE into our like family meals and how we eat. And I think we've really, like I feel like when you've got kids, like you basically live off like a bolognese and like chili con carne. But
yeah.
we've found ways to like make those meals work. So I think that feels um maintainable. And I think as well we now have like a not like a shared language, but we kind of have a shared understanding and way of talking about it. So I feel like we can kind of like help each other get, back on track or, make those corrections where we need to.
Mm,
Um, yeah, so I think that is feeling good. And again, like when things get out of balance, I feel like I've had enough practice now of kind of getting things back in balance that I feel like I can do that for myself and do that sort of early in the piece
yeah.
as
Yeah.
well, instead of letting things, entirely unravel. But I feel like there's been enough times in this 6 months that I've had to kind of be like, okay, like let's, things are getting a bit loose. Let's kind of, get back on track.
Rein it in. And I guess that,
Yeah.
yeah, that's that 80/20. But is that what you're also referring to, like in terms of like the PBE structure and just having that kind of language?
Yes.
Or
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think, and I actually feel like the PBE structure has just changed how we eat.
mm,
Like it's particularly like our main meals, like that's just how they're all structured now. It's second nature. Um and in a way that really fits in with our family and what we're doing. Like I think feel like PBE is just sort of like the standard now.
yeah, yeah. It's such a good framework. I mean, it's crazy how much it's influenced my life, but also like, yeah, every single client as well. Like, and
Mm,
just so simple. It is so simple,
mm,
which I guess is the beauty in it.
yeah.
In terms of just like, because I always like doing this exercise with clients when they finish up, is like
Mm,
remembering back to what life was like a handful of years ago. I mean, before the last 6 months,
mm,
and kind of what it's like now for you.
mm.
How do things compare in your eyes?
Um like just
That
uh,
could be anything
yeah.
physically, like mentally. Like I know, what when we caught up, you were kind of mentioning like I don't feel like I need to kind of hide in clothes
Yeah,
anymore.
and I feel
Um,
so, and I feel like because I think like a lot of women and probably people, you're always like you sort of are taught smaller is better. So it's like, well, I'll get in shape, I'll lose weight, um I'll wear this, I'll wear that. And I feel like what I'm finding is obviously my body has changed from when I started, but it's still like it's still not like a perfect body, but I'm finding that I am more confident and, I'm not sort of hiding under the oversized tee, even though I do still love an oversized tee. But I feel like I'm just feeling more confident and not sort of trying to hide away, even though perhaps I still don't have like a perfect body. Like I am feeling, yeah, just more confident in who I am. And I think part of that as well is like I know that I'm doing good things for myself. And so I feel better about myself
yeah. Well,
just for doing that.
perfection
Um,
is a subjective term in itself, you know? Like, and that's it, is like, we're putting it on society standards,
mm,
normalized standards of like what perfect actually is. But yeah, that's the thing is like,
mm,
hey, if you feel like you're in a position where you feel comfortable, confident, you know, then essentially you are at that point, right? Like who's
yeah,
to tell you you're not, basically? And like that's the whole goal is like just reverse engineer what we see as success. Like it doesn't
yeah,
have to be this like rake thin kind of Victoria's Secret model. In fact,
yeah,
that's actually really unhealthy to be like that.
yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of getting to this point where you just feel confident regardless of shape or size because you know that you're healthy as an individual in itself and you're confident in that too.
Yeah, yeah. And I think I'm fueling my body so much better. Like I'm eating more than I have in the
Mm.
past. But again, it's like fueling my body properly through the day so I don't get to 4 p.m. and eat a whole box of shapes. Although that
Yeah,
does
and
that
that,
does that does sound fun, but
yeah, yeah. But this is it. It's like, because yeah, it does sound fun. Like I can't lie. Like I would say be awesome to like my kind of trigger foods like Maltesers. So I'm like,
mm,
oh God, give me a box of Maltesers. I'd love them. But I'm also like,
mm,
wait, no, if I do that tonight, I'm gonna feel awful tomorrow morning. Like it's just
mm,
like how we view alcohol. I'm like, right, if I go on a big bender on a Wednesday night, like, oh, the rest of my, what's the point of
mm,
that? But we have a different relationship when it comes to food because it's
mm,
just so normalized in
mm,
comparison.
mm,
Um, but I think it'd be fair to say you've put yourself in this position now where you're just so aware. Like you're like, all right, I'm aware that if I do that, this is going to happen, and if I feel in a different way, I'm going to feel like a completely
mm.
different individual, basically.
Or trying to be like more conscious about kind of that 20%. So
Yeah,
if I was like actually my 20% for this week is like a part of it is going to be like I'm going to sit down and eat a bunch of shapes like
yeah,
you know
exactly.
but I
Reward
think
it.
that's what I've kind of tried to, instead of having some of that 20% or just sort of, I don't know, non 80% food, like be like I'm just eating like fistfuls of cooking chocolate or whatever I can find, kind
Mm.
of being like I'm going to go out for an ice cream with the
Yeah,
family, or I'm going to go to a movie and I'm going to go with popcorn and a drink and I'm going to really enjoy it. Like I'm trying
exactly.
to, yeah, I've tried to make it a bit more intentional. That was the word.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
the mindful, not mindless.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
And that's where like this is again where the calories kind of add up because you were saying there, hey, I'm
mm,
actually eating more, but I'm losing weight. And in reality, like it's not the case. Like what is the case is you're not doing the mindless snacking like maybe you were
yeah,
before. Because in reality, like weight loss is a simple science. We've got to burn more calories than we consume, right? So you are
yeah,
actually eating less, but what you're doing is you're eating less over a week because you're no longer having these big blowouts where you'll
yeah,
you eat the shapes or have whatever basically. So
yeah.
that's where we've got the consistency. And I think what's
Mm,
brilliant about it too is like what so many people forget and like what I always think back at is just how much of like a mental exhaustion that comes with that kind of
Mm,
aspect of like, oh no, I've done it again. I need to refill,
yeah.
like I need to restart. And just having consistency in your meals just keeps your mind so, oh God, like safe and away from this kind of noise that does come from that mindset around food.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I've cooked it. I'll have to, start again. Yeah, that cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very
The
tiring.
cycle, the cycle. Um,
Mm,
but I do want to say as well, because I do need to jump off in a minute
of
myself.
course.
But separately to that is like with with just going forward as well. And by
Mm,
the way, if you have any questions, we can always stay on an extra minute or two. But
okay,
going
cool.
forward, if you and Marcus have any questions, whatever you need from me, like
Yeah.
I'm always able to be reached. It's not like, you have to be paying to in order to talk to me. So
Yeah,
always
sure.
make sure we're reaching out. I'd love to see you guys again in the
Yeah,
future
for
too.
sure.
And
Yeah.
like what I always do with every client, you don't have to stay, but I love to keep people in the group chats just to
Yeah.
stay engaged as well. So if you want to stick around, that'd be
Yeah,
lovely.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'll send through like my focus. I call it focuses for the future because usually we do
Hmm.
focuses until the next check-in.
Yeah.
Um, but I've got um, kind of three for you. One is based on the last 2 weeks, which
Hmm.
is if you're feeling snackier than usual, yes,
Mm,
potentially it's like alcohol, yes, potentially it's sleep, but
mm.
a lot of the time too, it's because we're not having large enough and well portioned enough meals. So I'd actually say
Hmm.
if you're feeling like you're slightly snackier, really focus more on the three main meals that you're actually
Yeah.
having. And like you were saying earlier, enjoy that 20%, but make sure it's mindful. And,
Yeah.
again, just don't entertain. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't really want my 20% today. Okay, I'll like save it for the week. Like I'll have a bigger 20%
Yeah.
over the week.
Yeah.
And then the kind of take home tips for you is like, I think where everything really stems is like, funny enough, yes, nutrition is more important than movement in my eyes in
Mm,
terms of weight loss, but
mm.
movement, I workout steps is more important in terms of just crafting that momentum. Because when
Yeah.
we're hitting the gym, when we're active with our steps, we're less inclined, like we don't want to mess up that progress. And we
Yeah.
feel like, we should be fueling correctly.
Yeah.
Um, and then I would say like when it comes to busy weeks, always have
Mm,
this minimal viable kind of like strategy of like, right, what's the minimum? Because right now you're in the gym 4 times a week. If it gets busy,
hmm.
say, right, my minimum is I'm going to make sure that regardless of how busy I am, I'm in the gym 2 or 3 times a week, for example, regardless of, and I'm going to make sure I always find time to get those workouts in basically or hit this many
Yeah.
steps.
Yeah.
Um, like I said, I'll send it through as a text. I know I'm kind of rushing at myself at the
No,
moment,
that's
but
all right. I
yeah,
waffled on.
no, it's okay. It's okay. But it's been an awesome 6 months, and I
It's
really
been so
appreciate
good.
working with you, working with Marcus once
Yeah.
again, and yeah, I'm just really excited for you guys to keep smashing it in the future too.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. You've been amazing. We we're both reflecting the other day about how glad we are that we did this. So
That's
thank you.
very kind to say. That makes my day, makes my week. Good. Awesome.
Awesome. All right.
Cool.
Thanks, George.
Take care, Beth.